everyone, it's Dutchess. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Dutchess. This is my channel, Dutchess Divinity. And we do lots of stuff here, but today we're going to do a pick a card to tell you your next year, like your year ahead, your next 12 months. I've gotten so many requests for this because I did this one year and everybody said all my predictions came true. So let's go ahead and see what we get. So we're going to have 3 groups today and we're going to be picking from these little skeleton statues. So group 1 is going to be this little praying skeleton. Okay. Group 2 is going to be this yoga skeleton. Okay. And group 3 is going to be this contortionist skeleton. Alright. So we've got group 1, group 2, and group 3. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3. Go ahead and choose your group and I will see you there. We're going to say a prayer, set our intentions, and then we will get into the reading. Benevolent guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, and source, I humbly come to you today on behalf of myself and all those watching this video and just say thank you for everything that you bless us with. We're so grateful for all aspects of life. The ups, the downs, the challenges, and the blessings. We understand that all of this makes a well-rounded individual in this very polarized reality, and for that we say thank you. And I ask please that I be a messenger for the divine, nothing more, nothing less. I ask please that no truth be told for a lie and no lie be told for a truth. I ask please that all the information that come through be kind, palatable, and easy to understand. Please grant me access to the Akashic record so I may give a good and accurate reading, and please let me be let all the information come from the source from which all things come. Let me be a messenger for source, and let all of this aid everyone in walking in their path and in their purpose in this life, and give them good information moving forward into 2024. I pray all of this with the purest of hearts and the best of intentions. Amora, Ashe Namaste, by the power of 3, so mote it be, always works, always a blessing. Hi group 1, this is for those of you who chose this meditation skeleton. So maybe you're going to be doing a lot of meditating this year. Let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say. So Spirit, can you please give us a play-by-play for 2024 for group 1? Can I have January, please? January, February, March, April, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay, group 1. So for January, I do see that there could be some information coming to the light, especially about love or about family. We do have the King of Wands with Anubis here, and then we also have the Knight of Cups with the Jinn. And I feel like when I think of the Jinn, first of all, I think of somebody who has a lot of talent, because that's where the idea genius comes from. It comes from the word jinn and the meaning of basically having some sort of spirit that aids in your genius, right? The genius. And also, like, this goes back to the idea of how people will have, like, these crazy skills in this life because they probably had it in a past life. So you could be waking up old gifts that you had in past lives. I also feel like you're going to be kind of, like, delving into the shadow or doing more dark feminine or dark masculine work. I see that certain information is going to be coming to the light by the light of the moon. So it's like you might start doing this inner work or this shadow work, and then certain information comes to the surface, and it's not negative information. It's like enlightened. It's a light-bodied information that is something you've been wanting to know for a while, actually. So there could be certain information coming out about your family, or there could be information coming out about friends or a lover. But here with the Knight of Cups too, I see that you're going to be really happy. You could also connect with someone. You could also have a connection, like a romantic connection here with the King of Wands and the Knight of Cups. You could meet somebody that you really like, start to get to know them better, and it's like unearthing these certain shadow aspects of self. But it's not negative, it's just bringing stuff to the surface. And with the Knight of Cups, I feel like you might be stubborn to it at first, or they might be stubborn to it at first, because he's got his arms crossed. So you might be a little bit stubborn to the information or experiences that are coming to the surface at first. I just heard a tough nut to crack, but eventually these things will be positive for you. Okay, so then in February, we do have the Eight of Wands, and then February and March we got the Seven of Pentacles, and then between the two of them, these two fell out, so the Four of Pentacles and the Wheel of Fortune. So I feel like it's like you're finally letting go of something, and you're getting off the wheel in some sort of circumstance. You get some form of communication, and things start to happen really fast, and then you like fully have to let go. So with the Eight of Wands for February, there's some sort of new experience or new thing you have to face. So like maybe you start a new job, or if you do start dating someone new, you like meet their family for the first time. Things are moving rapidly, things are moving quickly. There's a lot of communication and open shifts within your life in February, and you're really letting go. You're no longer like withholding your love and affection. You're no longer like penny pinching. You're just letting go. You're getting off the wheel, and you're trusting. So it's like you can't quite see the other end yet, because March and April, it's like you're almost there, that fucking thing that Spirit does that's so annoying when they're like, you're almost there, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, when will it be there? You know, it's really annoying. But I feel like you're just saying like, fuck it, and you're getting off the wheel and you're letting go, and you're like, whatever, man, I guess I just have to trust, because everything's happening really fast in February. There's certain information and stuff that's coming to light too, that's helping you just be like, screw it, I'm letting go, I'm letting God, and God as you perceive God. And then like I said, for March, we have the Seven of Pentacles, so it's like you're still waiting, but the seeds are planted. So the seeds of a new cycle are planted because you've removed yourself from the Wheel of Fortune here and let go with the Four of Pentacles. So it's like you have, the seeds are planted, you're waiting for them to grow in April, and then, in March, and then in April here with the Ten of Wands, it's like you're really almost there. So it almost feels like in April, there's some maybe struggles coming to the surface. There could also be arguments or just like difficulties, like things that, you know, you have to talk about, that you have to move through in order to get to the other side, and it's like you're almost there. And so from March to April, it's going to feel maybe a little bit stagnant, or it's going to feel like, like, why can't we break through? Like, if you've been wanting that new job or that new house or whatever, it's like maybe the seeds are planted and you like sign the lease, but then like a water pipe breaks and you like can't move in yet, and then they're like cleaning it up, and it's like, we're almost there, just be patient. You're like, what the fuck, you know? Yeah. And then, but then in May I see with the Queen of Pentacles that it's like things finally solidify. Your roots are able to come down into whatever it is that you've been creating, whether it's a new job, new love, new friendships, whatever. You're rooted down into whatever it is that you've been creating. You're branching out. You're really enjoying yourself. You're very abundant. And you're really embodying that Empress energy, that Taurus energy. It's like the dawning of spring, and you're really spreading out, enjoying, and being yourself. May is going to be a really enjoyable month for you, and you're going to be deeply connected to yourself and to the earth during May. And there's going to be a lot of opportunity for you during May. I also feel like you're going to have a financial upgrade or shift in May as well. And then after you come into this new sense of self where you like kind of know your worth and you have these new ideas around what works for you and what doesn't, and you feel really confident, grounded, and able to spread out, in June you move on from something that was like stealing all your energy. So with the Four of Swords and the Six of Swords, in June, I feel like you're going to need a lot of rest. For some of you, you could get pregnant, okay? So you could actually get pregnant in May, and then you'll be like super tired in June, and you're like, what the heck is this? Because we do have the Queen of Pentacles, and it is coming up in May, which is like the month of the Empress. So some of you could get pregnant. Others of you, you're pregnant with a new possibility, so something shifts and changes, and you create something new. And then it's like you're tired because you've been creating something new, but also there's certain things in your life that you're no longer putting up with. You're moving on from it. You could also travel in June. There could be some sort of trip that you take. You just end up relaxing, enjoying yourself, you know, not getting too worried or anything. And especially here, the Chariot fell between June and July, so I feel like there's going to be a lot of movement, if not travel, because we have the Six of Swords and the Four of Swords. So it's like there's a lot of movement, a lot of travel, a lot of shifting between June and July, so between Gemini season and Cancer season. And then July, there's some really good stuff that comes here with the High Priestess. Spirit doesn't necessarily want to give it away, but there's some really loving, beautiful connections or instances or experiences that happen in July in Cancer season. And I feel like you're being more secretive, you're keeping more to yourself, you're not sharing so much because you realize like not everybody has your best interest in mind, and so something you're really excited about other people might be jealous of. So I just felt that strongly, so kind of keep that, especially if you are pregnant. Don't be just telling everybody because you don't want the evil eye coming to get you, you know what I mean? Or like I said, pregnant with possibility, you know, you have this new business venture you're starting, you have this new relationship you're nurturing. Don't just spread it around because a lot of people are miserable and misery loves company. And then with the Page of Cups as well, just be careful not to overindulge. So not overindulging in alcohol or, you know, weed or even like snacks, overindulging in anything really. Just be careful not to overindulge. But I see there's going to be a lot of love and enjoyment and peace and fun during July, and things are going to be good, okay? And then we have August. So August, we have the King of Pentacles and the Fool. So I feel like this year you could meet your person, you could meet your counterpart, or like the person that you're going to end up being with if you're not already with someone. And then if you are with someone, it's like August creates this beautiful new beginning between the two of you. I just heard renewing vows, so some of you might be renewing your vows if you're married. Others of you might just be rekindling the romance that you already have or an old romance that you had. And if you do end up getting pregnant here with the Queen of Pentacles, I feel like it's like August is going to be the month where you guys are just so like lovey-dovey with each other. But I see here with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles and the Fool, August is going to be this new beginning and this deep, pervasive love and this partnership and this connection. And I do feel like if you come into yourself in May, whatever you're creating, whether it's business, a baby, a new home, a new life, whatever it is, it's like you create and find that counterpart in August, and if you already have the counterpart, the relationship gets stronger. There's a new beginning in the relationship. Yeah, and I just see you, I just heard happy as a clam, and look at how happy that little cat is. You could also be moving too, like you could move to a new house, like you could, like how I said, like you closed on it, and then finally in May, and then it's like by August you're in there, you have this new beginning, and you have this new start with your person. In September, we have the Temperance card, so there's going to be some really enjoyable, relaxing moments in September. You're just kind of going to take it easy. There are going to be some emotions coming up. but it's like you're learning how to move through them. Be careful of not like bypassing them. So if you're having feelings, try not to stuff them. Try to move through them, control them, and understand them, and get through them in a healthy way. Here with the Temperance card. And then in October, we do have the Ten of Swords and the Seven of Cups. So October is a hard month for me personally every year because it's Scorpio season and it's eclipse season. So all the stuff that you've been shoving or that's been hurting or that, you know, you've suffered with over the year, it's time to like clear it and clean it up and let it up to let it out. And Spirit's just saying you have options in this. So like if you have a tough time eclipse season every year too, Spirit's saying like you have options. I also feel like you have support. So maybe over the last couple years you didn't have support to really get you through. So I'll give you kind of a personal example. In October, I have a really severe trauma. And like last year, I was dating some random guy and he was taking me to farms and like doing all this fun stuff with me. So I didn't really have to deal with the trauma, like the PTSD. And then as soon as I broke up with him because it just wasn't right. And as soon as I broke up with him, I got hit by like a ton of bricks. But it wasn't as bad because I distracted myself for most of the month. But then I felt like I got hit twice as hard this year because I spent all of last year distracting. So it's like, try not to be too distracting or invalidating of yourself. Like, try not to bypass, but also know that you have support and you have options to how you want to process this information as we close out eclipse season and close out the year, okay? October, September, October, November, December. Did I skip a month? February, March, April, June, July, August, September. Yep, no, I didn't. October. All right, and then I must just have 2 cards for November. So this happened last time too, sorry. Okay, so for November, we have the Eights of Swords, and we also have the 2 of Pentacles. So I feel like things are going to come into more of a balance, and you're going to be able to see things a bit more clearly and communicate things a bit more clearly after this Ten of Swords issue here. And I feel like there could be blocks in communication that happen in October, or certain old behaviors or patterns that come up between you and someone else in October. But I do see a communication and balance coming through in November with the Ace of Swords and the 2 of Pentacles, and it's like you refocus. So October might be a little bit difficult, but then it's like you promptly refocus for Sagittarius season in November, and you kind of get back. Well, I guess November is mostly Scorpio season too, but it's almost like when you're coming out of November, it's like you're really sitting into that Sagittarius energy and kind of like transcending. So transcending through the suffering that you've experienced, getting a better grip on how you want to move forward, finding a balance, focusing again, and communicating what it is that you need. And then for December, we have the Queen of Wands, the Sun, and the 4 of Cups. So it's like you're letting go, you're releasing, and you are rejecting certain things. So it could be certain thought patterns or certain behaviors that no longer serve you. Certain things that don't really feel necessary anymore. You're just kind of letting them go and you're not dealing with it. So it's not dealing with it, but you're not like putting up with it anymore. That's a better way to say it. You're not putting up with certain things anymore. You're letting them go, you're evolving, you're shifting, and like a phoenix from the ashes, you come out of Scorpio season and into Sagittarius season, and you rise again like a phoenix. And there's a lot of joy, happiness, and there's something you've been trying to manifest, so you're going to get your manifestation. You're going to manifest around May, but there's going to be more of a solid manifestation around Christmas time and December of next year. So it's like you get your first, well, you get a taste of your manifestation in January. It comes into it starts to move really quickly in February, comes into fruition in May, solidifies in August. You have some bumps in the road through fall, but then you really come out and emerge anew here. With the Queen of Wands standing in your power and becoming a phoenix from the ashes. And then I see too that it's almost like you're saying goodbye to the aloneness. So if you felt very alone, even if you have a spouse or you have friends or you have family, It doesn't matter. Sometimes you can feel alone in a crowded room. And I feel like you're letting go of the idea of like suffering in your aloneness, and you're appreciating the time that you do have by yourself, but there's a lot less alone time. It's like, see, she's like kind of waving goodbye to that hermit energy, and it's like you're stepping into the new phase of life. And especially if you are pregnant, if you do get pregnant, you know, there will be less alone time because you'll have a little tiny mini you. So yeah, and then also look, there's the baby there, and also it's like, I feel like this year is gonna overall be about, you know, being comfortable and safe in hermit mode, healing your inner child, and building something outside of yourself. And you're gonna feel really good to come back in and out of hermit mode because you're gonna be spending time with more people this year and doing more outside of just you. But overall, I see that 2024 is going to be an enjoyable year, but anytime that you feel pressured or like you need to get away, I just heard that, I want to get away, I want to fly away. That song, anytime you need to do that, you need to do it. Like, you need to take time for yourself. But I overall see that 2024 is going to be a year of dreams and wishes coming true. So the advice, direct dial Archangel. So it's like, this is Archangel Gabriel, and there's going to be certain information that is going to be, certain information is going to be coming through to help you make decisions on how you want to move forward and who you want to move forward with, who you want to build with and who you don't. But ultimately, you have a really beautiful future ahead of you, and 2024 is going to overall be a really good year. You're going to learn a lot, you're going to see a lot is going to change and shift in your vision, and it's going to be really beneficial to you in order to leave behind what no longer serves you, open up that throat for communication, and build something beautiful with what you have left after you've removed the things that no longer serve. Okay, that's all I have for you. Like if you liked it, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you feel like it. Thank you, Group 1. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye, love you. Hello, Group 2. This is for those of you who chose this skeleton. We will go ahead and we will shuffle, and we will get your card. So Spirit, what do you want to tell Group 2 about 2024? Completely different energy than the first group. Wow, completely different energy. All right, so Spirit, what do you want to tell Group 2 about January? January, February, March, April. All right, nice. May, April, May, June, July, August and September, October, November, the last one is December, then we start all over again. I learned that in kindergarten. I'm a 31-year-old woman, and that song lives rent-free in my head. Okay, we're up to May, June, nice, July, August, September, October, November, December. All right, Group 2. So the first thing I see in January is like you are not fighting anymore. So there are certain people that are like trying to pick fights with you, trying to start something with you. They want to educate you. They want to drag you. They want to talk whatever to you, talk shit to you. And you're like, dude, I'm not playing your game. I'm not playing your game. I just heard don't get mad, get even. So it's like you're not fighting anymore, but you're not just laying down and dying. Like you're not going to I almost feel like there could be people bullying you or picking on you. For some of you, it's a friend. For some of you, it's a friend who's not actually a friend, or a friend that is so suffering themselves, that they don't realize kind of how rude or how mean they are, how jealous they are. So it's like you have this friend and you have to make some important decisions around whether or not you want to continue this friendship with them, for some of you. For others of you, it's just outside people harassing you, like how I kept getting my fucking channel banned for no reason, like things that don't even make sense, that aren't even real. So it's like don't get mad, get even. And what is the best revenge? The best revenge is success, right? The best revenge is success, because then you have something to show for yourself after. You didn't hurt anybody along the way, and it makes people mad that don't want to see you succeed. And then what happens when you succeed? Good things come your way: quality of life, enjoyment, positive experiences, money, good relationships, all this stuff. So all I'm going to really say about January is the best revenge is success, and you're not fighting anymore. It almost feels like it's like that person that's trying to like prove to you that you're a bad person, or prove to you that you'll never succeed, and you're like, dude, I'm not going to fight you on it. I'm going to show you I am a great person. I am going to succeed. I am going to have good things in life. Now, February is going to test your faith. I see that you have multiple tests of faith this year, but they all come into alignment. So we have the Six of Pentacles, and I feel like there's going to be scarcity in February. I feel like in scarcity, in February, you might not have that many friends. You might not have that many people to turn to. You probably won't have very much money. But I do feel like the seeds are going to be planted, and the reason that you're in a state of scarcity is because you're no longer accepting less than your worth. So maybe you got rid of that friend, and now you feel really alone. You feel a scarcity of friendship, or you got out of that job that's been taking advantage of you, or that relationship, or that got away from that family member that's been taking advantage of you. And so you're like, oh, it's kind of lonely here. I don't have much, but it's better than being, treated this way. So like, for example, like, if it's a job that's treating you poorly, like you go into work every day and you get yelled at, and finally you're like, dude, I don't fucking deserve this. I'm not going to fight for this job that literally doesn't care about me, and you abuse me and treat me bad. You might not have that much money in February, but you're like, having not that much money is better than walking into work and getting screamed at in the face and treated like I don't matter and like I'm not worth anything, So the scarcity is a test of faith, but the scarcity is better than whatever it is that you're leaving behind from January. Now, here in March, it's like it took a little while. Like I said, February is going to be a little bit of they're saying, think of it like if you live in a place where there's winter. Like, February is a hard month because, one, there's Valentine's Day, and if you don't have a Valentine, there is sometimes that stigma, that feeling, especially with social media nowadays and like all the commercialization of Valentine's Day. But also, like, I live in New England, so like there is no leaves on the trees. Everything looks like dead and sad. The sky is gray every day. All the leaves are brown, and the sky is gray. California dreaming. You could be from California, you could be wanting to go somewhere other than where you're at, but it's a very scarce time, and you just finished the holiday, so there's not really anything to look forward to, especially if you don't have a Valentine. So just consider it like that. And the wait that you have, so you're going to be waiting in February, it's going to be worth it in March, because you're going to create a strong, stable foundation in whatever it is that you left behind. So if you left behind an old job, it's like you finally get this like new taste of like a solid foundation in a new job. You start something new. I do feel March is the time of newness, time for starting something new. You left a friend behind, you start to create a solid foundation around a new friendship or friends that are better suited to you. Same with relationships, whatever it is. March is about laying the foundations and creating something more solid and coming out of scarcity after having faith during the stage of scarcity. And then in April is when the new beginning comes. So it's like you're laying the foundations in March, and then in April you have this new beginning here with the Fool, this shift in your physical reality. So it's not only a shift in perspective and how you view things. The shift started in January, and then it's like it really comes into fruition in April, because you started to see your worth and understand your value. And diviners, especially Elizabeth April, always say that like if you want abundance, like you usually experience severe scarcity first, because it's like the polarization, so that you can actually appreciate the abundance that you receive. And so I feel like it's like this is where it's like the abundance locks in. So whether it's like a friendship, a love, a job, whatever it is, a new home, whatever it is, April, the abundance locks in. And then I see May is just going to be really enjoyable. I see there's going to be some inner child healing and work that needs to be done. But I do see that there's going to be a lot of love. I see a lot of open conversation, enjoyment, and just like good times to be had. I see that you could meet some sort of soulmate or counterpart during May, and you're going to have a lot of fun. There's going to be love and enjoyment and peace and fun. And I just heard don't settle. So like don't settle for less than your worth, because there could be like a Mercury retrograde around this time. I'm actually not really sure. But if there is, don't settle and just enjoy yourself the best that you can through the energy that you are able to connect with. So it's like I said, we learned in January not to force things. And it's like you want to stay in that energy of flow. I also would suggest getting to water sources and outside. If you have mountains near you, you might want to climb some mountains. But I see that there's going to be quick, swift movement and light energy, because we have the wings on his shoes, and then we also have the fish on his outfit. And to me, this is saying, it's like that light-bodied energy, right? Like we just came out of Pisces season, and it also reminds me of Jesus and, you know, the angels, and because Jesus with the fish, the wings with the angels. So there's this really light-bodied, and the white horse. It's almost like there's some energy coming in on a white horse to sweep you off your feet. So whether that's a better job or a person, like a romantic relationship, but I see you're going to have a lot of light, loving energy in May, and I see that it's going to be an enjoyable, sweet time. It's going to feel very nostalgic and safe and very spring-like. And then in June, we have the Queen of Cups, and I do feel like, I don't know why, but I just noticed these little baby mermaids up here. So for some of you, you're going to be exploring your feelings and emotions. Others of you are going to be being very nurturing. So whether it's you have children to nurture or pets to nurture, or you have, you know, relationship or family members to nurture, friends, you're going to be really in that mom energy. It's so funny because I just looked up and Kornika's just staring at me. She's like in my mudroom just staring at me through the door with her adorable little paws. So yeah, in June you're going to be in this very nurturing energy, and also you're going to be really understanding and processing your emotions, because the fish to me is like the emotions, and she's putting it back in the cup, and it's like instead of neglecting or avoiding your emotions, you're going to be facing them, understanding them, and moving forward. And this is going to make you more nurturing, because you're going to be able to understand and process your own emotions better. So then it's like you're able to hold space for others, whether it's your friends, family, pets, etc., etc. So July is going to be right before another manifestation as well, and it's going to be a little bit scarce. So July we have the Page of Pentacles, and then it's like August is the Ace of Pentacles. So it's like there's another shift happening. There's another scarcity thing happening. So February and July, money could be tight, time could be tight, friends could be nowhere to be found. July is going to be one of those months where there's just not that much, but you see you're still having fun. You're making the best of it. You're enjoying it. You're not alone in it. Like, you have your spirit team. And I do see that you're not alone. Like, you could have those core friends or whatever. And I just see that you do have support, but it's another test of faith. So July is another test of faith before another really big manifestation that happens in August, probably around the Lionsgate portal. It's a major shift. So July, you get tested in faith with the scarcity. August, you step into this solid, really powerful, strong, physical shift. So this could be getting commitment from someone you've been waiting for commitment from. This could be getting that promotion, landing that new job with all the benefits you wanted, finding your dream house. Like, there's a major manifestation coming into fruition in August, just like in April. So the A's. But yeah, there's a major shift happening, and we do have the excuse me, the beetle here, which makes me think of Kepler Ra. So I feel like it's like you're coming out of the underworld. Now, I don't think it's going to be too dark when you go into this underworld space. You might have some darkness you need to move through in Cancer season. I think pretty much everybody feels that way, or Gemini season in June. But yeah, it's like you're coming out of this time of scarcity. You're coming out from the underworld, and you're being reborn in this new version of self. Now, September, I see you making plans. You are making plans and learning how to shift forward. You are kind of like really, I just saw like wedding planning. So some of you, you could get the commitment in August, and then September you kind of start planning the wedding. Or you could be planning a trip, like you might want to go take a cruise or travel. You might be planning to travel outside of the country. You're kind of like, September is kind of like you're beginning to nest, and you're nesting down, and you're making your plans, and you're getting ready to go and do whatever it is that you're going to do for the rest of the year or into next year. And I see that I feel like there's love here. I feel like there's some sort of love connection. You could also be with somebody long distance. So you could meet someone while you're out traveling in September and then create a long distance kind of relationship. But I do see September is nesting, but I do see there's like romantic love in September as well. And then in October, we have the King of Swords and the Hermit, and I feel like this is directly related to divine masculine father stuff. So like certain things you need to heal with the father, or just the patriarchal side of the family, or the patriarchal side of society. Like there's certain things that need to be healed within you that have to do with a really linear-minded masculine energy. So the King of Swords is like, he doesn't move with his emotions. He moves solely with logic, and that's not, I mean, it's good to be like that in certain circumstances, but other circumstances that doesn't serve as well as someone who would be in touch and in tune with their emotions. So in October, you could be kind of trying to block out your emotions and get some alone time, but what Spirit's saying is in your alone time, you need to illuminate the wounded masculine aspects of self that need healing, or recognize certain parts of a relationship with a masculine that needs healing. So your dad, your friend, your lover, whoever it is, there's certain things that need to be healed from a masculine who doesn't necessarily want to hear your point of view. So if you're not, like, let's say you don't talk to your dad, like, you don't have to, like, go find him and tell him your point of view, but I would suggest journaling and validating your own point of view. Or let's say that ex you're never going to talk to again, like, validate yourself. You don't need validation from these people, just validate yourself. November, after that moment, and it's not even that dark, like, all of this is very light. So if you've had a lot of dark years recently, just know this year is going to be a bit more light. And then here, for November, we have the Magician, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. So April, August, and November, you're getting huge manifestations. And so after you get through eclipse season in October, you heal the stuff that needs to come up. It's like you have this huge breakthrough in manifestation here with the Magician. You manifest this sexy, beautiful new beginning with so much stability and financial abundance and freedom. And it's like you could have been trying to manifest this for a really long time. It's like manifesting the dream house with the dream job, with the dream guy or girl, starting your life, you know what I mean? Like, I just heard it's the first day of the rest of our lives. So it's like some big manifestation comes through and shifts your reality to a higher frequency, and you hop on your highest timeline. And I just see there's just so much good and beauty and solid shifts. So this is like moving into that dream house. Or for those of you who are getting married, like I said, maybe you do like, you know, you start your planning and then you get the opportunity for the perfect job in the perfect house, so you move in together, whatever it is. But November, there are huge, beautiful blessings that are finally coming into fruition and manifestation. It's a brand new, beautiful beginning in high value and support, and it's what you've been trying to manifest for a very long time, so congratulations. And then December, you're letting go of certain it's forced, like Spirit doesn't let you. There's certain things you need to let go of before 2025, which is crazy to even say, because it's like, what, 2024, like, wasn't it just 2019, you know? But you're being forced to let go of certain things, and I do feel like this is connected to the father or the patriarchal side of society or your life. And I feel that it's like you go from being this like King of Swords to this like King of Cups, and you finally let those, you let those emotions flow, you let those emotions out. Or this is someone else. So like if it is like your dad, or, you know, a partner or a friend who's like way too logical, or a family member, it's like they finally crack and they let it go, and the emotions come flowing. But I do feel like this is related to you. It's like you're finally, Spirit says, that was enough time. You didn't do what you needed to do when we told you. So off with your head. We're forcing you to let go. And then the emotions just come flowing. The emotions, the honesty, and the truth come flowing out of you. And those around you. And then, yep, and the last thing, the overall energy of your year is this Queen of Pentacles. So it's about creating solid foundations within yourself, trusting yourself, releasing anxiety, and actually creating more stability within your physical. So like I said, you're gonna have 3 major manifestations this year that come with a point of scarcity or struggle before you fully manifest them. So it's about recognizing that your anxiety has no power over you, and that you're manifesting in the physical, and that you have everything that you need. And then we have suit up and show up. So even when stuff is tough, you still have to show up to your job. Interview with a psychic. Your psychic abilities are going to be opening up a lot more this year. Your intuition is going to be shifting and opening much more, and you're going to have a lot more psychic experiences and abilities. And then we have Sleeping Beauty. So if you need to rest this year, you need to just take the rest. Because this is going to be one of those years that, like, if you don't rest, like, you get sick and then you're forced to rest. So yeah, also a lot of changes. Let yourself be dramatic and feel the things that you need to feel when you're doing the shadow work. New changes going on with everything, like new home, new clothes, new job, new friends, like new everything. You're getting this mental makeover right now, because the manifestations, the things that are waiting for you on the other side of this are so wildly, hugely beautiful that you can't even predict them. That's why it's a wicked wonder. You have to wonder about it, okay? So that's all I have for you, group 2. Like if you liked it, comment if you got something to say, subscribe if you feel like it. Let me know what you think in the comments. And yeah, I love you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again sometime. All right, bye. Hi, group 3. This is for those of you who chose the bendy acrobat skeleton, the contortionist. All right, let's get right into your reading. So Spirit, what can group 3 expect for the next 12 months, please, in 2024? So what is January? What does January look like? January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, and November, December. Nice! Hell yeah. Okay, so for January, we have the 4 of Swords. I feel like the first month of the new year, you're really going to want to get some rest. I also feel like in 2023, like the things you're leaving behind in this year is people taking more from you than what they give. Here with the 4 of Swords and the vampire, it's almost like you had a lot of spiritual vampires around you, and Spirit just said that it's like, it's not like a lot of them aren't purposefully doing this out of like bad intentions. A lot of them like don't even realize how much they take. A lot of people are selfish, and a lot of people are completely not self-aware, and so they might think their behavior is normal when in reality it's not, and it's taking way too much of you. Now, I also just heard too that you're a very sensitive person, so it's like Sometimes people don't even realize how much they're taking out of you due to your sensitivities. So like I said, it's not coming from a place of malice, but it is coming from a place of selfishness and lack of self-awareness. And I see you really removing yourself from that. So I feel like you're removing yourself from that right now, if you're watching this in real time, in December of 2023, and I think you're going to continue to remove that in January. I also feel like January is going to be, they're showing me a seed under the ground, like a seed that's been planted, and so it's like you really just getting that rest, and you're healing and you're removing yourself. Like, even though this is the Four of Swords, it really feels like hermit mode. Like, you're not really talking to people, you're not really spending time with other people, you're really just taking that time for yourself, you're resting, and you are continuing to remove people, places, and things out of your life that are taking more than they're giving. February is going to be a good month here. Ooh, I just got chills. February is going to be a good month here with the Nine of Cups. I feel like there's going to be blessings coming your way. I feel like there's certain things you've been struggling with or suffering from, and it's being destroyed. Like, all those blockages, all those hardships, all those, difficult situations of the past, the trauma, all of that, it's all being destroyed so that you can build up from it, and it's like those blockages are being taken away and the blessings are going to come pouring in. And I just feel like February is going to be so fulfilling. I feel like you're going to feel very full, like full of peace, full of joy, full of, the will to live, full of friendship, full of enjoyment and family time, full of love, really full of love and blessings. And you also could get some sort of financial blessing or house blessing, I'm getting. So some sort of like material or financial or house blessing, or a blessing of health. If you were struggling with your health, I just feel like you're going to be blessed. And I also feel like you're going to be seeing things a lot more clearly. Your third eye and your crown chakra are really going to be opening up in February. In March, it's like you are finally coming out of a certain situation or a certain feeling or certain habits that were holding you back. So we have the Ten of Swords, the Sun, and the Queen of Wands. And I feel like, I feel like there was situations or people in the past that were just really not good for you here with the Ten of Swords. It's like, this to me is always in this deck, it's like the ancestor card and the ancestors watching over us. So there was certain things that you got stabbed in the back about, right? Like, there were certain really fucked up, messed up things that you experienced here with the Ten of Swords that left you face down in the mud with a million swords in your back. And it's like you're coming out of that. You're not, I just heard you can't keep a good girl down. And you don't have to be a girl, but that's just what I heard in my head. You can't keep a good girl down. And so it's like you're phoenixing. You've been through the pain. See it there? Just kidding. It's the back of the card. Wow. You've been through the pain. You've been through the suffering. You've been hurt. You got your ass kicked. You got your ass kicked up and down by life or life circumstance. And it's like you're fucking phoenixing out of that. You're eating the pain. There's a Ziani song like that. I'm not really sure how you say her name, but she says, I will eat the pain. And it's like that. It's like you're eating the pain. You're not letting it get the best of you. You're transmuting it. You're coming from the phoenix has to burst into flames, turn to ashes, and then turn into something new. Like, it's never an easy process. So I feel like you're fully coming out of a really painful cycle that you've been suffering in, or like some really fucked up stuff that happened to you. It's like you're finally getting over it. You're finally rising from it. You're using it as a launching point to get you where you want. And it could also be a full circle thing too. I'm getting the thought as well that something might have started in March, or like you might have started a really bad job and it's like you finally get that new job in March and you're able to say fuck you and like phoenix out of there. Or you started a relationship and the relationship's been rocky, and then in March you either free yourself or you move forward and you finally get to that next phase in the relationship and you phoenix out. You're manifesting a major shift within self and a shift within the physical for March. And it's something you've been really working on for a long time. So, and I feel like it's related to mental health or trauma. Like there could have been, the shoulds. You'll stop shoulding on yourself and like should. on yourself, and it's like you're transforming and you're no longer being like angry about the things that have happened in the past. You're just fucking catapulting out of it and creating something out of the pain, and you're creating something really beautiful, and you're leaving that cycle behind, you're leaving that pain behind, and you're starting something new. In April, you're going to be really in touch with your heart space and with your emotions and with yourself. I feel like you're going to be very protective over yourself, very confident in yourself, understanding yourself, supporting yourself, providing space for yourself, and creating new ventures, but just being super kind and loving to you. And I feel like you're going to be feeling so confident and have so much support for you, and it's like you're not putting other people before you anymore. It's like you always put people before you, and it's like this month you're like, no, fuck that, I'm putting myself first. And it's like everybody else kind of responds. It feels like everybody else is also being nice to you. And I also feel too, it's almost like a reemergence, right? Because she looks almost like she's like pulling herself out of there, and it's reminding me of being reborn. So it's like you're reborn in March with this Phoenix and the Sun card and the Queen of Wands. Like, you're going to be really happy. You're going to be able to use pain to catapult you into your happiness. And I don't feel like it's new pain. I feel like it's old pain. So don't be too worried about that. But then it's like you emerging out from that rebirth and really having this new perspective on yourself and on life, and kind of like getting your bearings in this new energy and perspective of who you are, what you accept, and how much you appreciate, love, and value yourself. Then in May, we have the Six of Swords. So I feel like you could be traveling, or I feel like you're making some sort of shift in your life. So you could be moving, you could be traveling. If you have like a long distance friend or something, you might be going to visit them, or like a long distance relationship or relatives. I feel May is the month that you go and you make a little bit of a trip to go and just explore. I also feel like you could be having a major transition in May. So in May, you might end up I feel like you're going to have a lot of tunnel vision around your career. Like you're going to be really career focused and oriented and just focusing on what it is that you're trying to create. If you are moving, maybe you'll just be so like delved into like preparing your home and getting everything unpacked and stuff. And then I do feel like a trip, like a fun little day trip or like an actual vacation. And then I also just feel like it's gonna be it's like a major shift in perspective. It's like a high timeline hop. So yeah, this is May. So May, it's like the start of something new. And it's a major shift, and you're also not holding back. Like you're speaking your mind, you're speaking the truth, and you're not holding back, and you're focused on you. And then here with the Death card for June, major shift, major change in June, major shift and change. For some of you, I feel like you're abandoning an old timeline. So you could have old contracts or old timelines, and I feel like you're quantum leaping, and I feel like you're quantum leaping and shifting into your highest timeline, which maybe you wouldn't have been able to shift into for a couple of years, but it's like you're able to make that change, and you're able to timeline hop and jump. And it's like, I just heard that song that's like Taylor Swift when she's like, the old Taylor can't come to the phone. Why? She's dead. You know, that's you. Like, you're like, sorry, the old me can't come to the phone because she's dead. We timeline hop to this way better, higher timeline where, you know, I'm not dealing with that BS or this BS or that mistreatment or this lack of, like, compensation or whatever it is. You're like, rapidly timeline hopping and shifting, and time is gonna feel really weird. I feel you're breaking chains, you're breaking karmic curses. Like I said, you're releasing contracts that no longer serve you from this life and past lives. You're illuminating parts of yourself that you didn't really know were there. And also, it's like time is gonna be weird. Like time might feel like it's moving slow or it's moving fast, but either way, there's a major shift and change in the end of a cycle. July, we have, okay, so it's super weird. So it's like you have that major shift and change in June, and then in July there's rapid movement, but it's like rapid movement towards laying the seeds of a foundation. So they're showing me like, okay, so let's just use this as an example. In June, you decide, that's it, I'm building a house. I'm buying this plot of land and I'm building the house. And so then everything's happening really fast because you just skirted a timeline and you shifted, and now everything's happening really fast in July, where it's like you're making decisions like, what does the floor plan look like, what does this look like, what is the paint gonna look like, what does the furniture look like all this stuff is happening really fast, but it's not like physically solidifying. Or they're giving me another example. If you're like dating someone long distance, this is very specific. If you're dating someone long distance, June might be the month that you guys decide that like, okay, we're gonna move in with each other. And so it's like there's this big change in this timeline hop, and then it's like July is the month that it's like you're making all these choices. So okay, we found this house, but we need this and we need that, but it's like it's not quite there yet, right? Because if you're building a house, you can't live in the bare bones, right? If you're shifting your relationship, it's like you make the choice to shift it, but then you still have to lay the groundwork in order for the shift and the change to be successful. And so it's saying July is going to be a little bit of hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait, hurry up and wait. We have all this stuff that's going on really fast that we need to move through, but we're only planting the seeds. We haven't really seen the full fruition of everything. So that's going to be July. August is going to be a love bubble here with the Six of Cups. I feel like August, you're going to be rediscovering yourself, rediscovering old friends, rediscovering the happy times with your family, rediscovering the love in your relationship. I do feel July, August. Yeah, August is going to be a love bubble. I feel like you're going to be, especially romantically, I feel like there's some sort of soulmate connection or romantic connection that's coming in here with the Six of Cups that feels like home, that feels nostalgic, that feels safe. And so it could even be this, right? Like how I said, you decide in June, that's it. We're gonna live together with my long distance person. You get everything solidified in July, and then by August, y'all are good and you're in this love bubble. It's just an example. It's a specific example, but I do feel like August is going to be very enjoyable, very loving, very happy. You're going to feel very seen, very heard, very relaxed, and very childlike. You could even be spending time with a child or with children that just have you like head over heels. Like you're like, oh, I love this baby. It's so cute. I love it so much. You know, like it's a very safe, soulmatey, loving, and lovely, encompassing, nostalgic, kind, caring energy. And then that love bubble in August brings you a lot of balance and focus for September, and you're shifting what it is that's important to you in September. So you're shifting your focus in order to better hone in on what it is that you want. But I see there's quite a bit of balance that comes in September, and also financial balance. So you might have a bit more financial security. You might get that raise you've been wanting. But either way, you're going to feel more stable, more balanced. And a lot of the stability and balance comes from that love bubble in August that was so powerful in getting you in a positive mindset, that now September, the rest of your physical reality is mirroring that safety that you felt. So there's this beautiful balance and safety and homecoming kind of abundance and bliss and blessings that resonate in September. Now in October, there's going to be something that it's like you're going to have a hard time letting go of. Like you're really not going to want to let go of it. So it could be a people. It could be a people. Just kidding. It could be a person, place, a job, an old house, an old friend. There's going to be something that you're going to see the truth about someone or something that makes you say, wow, I cannot deal with that anymore. You're not going to want to let it go, but you're going to have to. Here are the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, it's eclipse season, right? October is eclipse season. So there's going to be something you've been avoiding dealing with that you didn't really want to see it for what it is, or you've kind of known that you needed to let it go, but you didn't want to. And in October, you need to get off the wheel and release and let go. and not be afraid of rejection. So let's say like you, let's say it's a job. You like know you're not getting paid enough. You know that like this isn't working out the way you want it to, and it's like you set your boundaries and they don't respect them, and you're like, I don't want to leave, but you're kind of forcing my hand. You are forcing me to leave because what I'm doing isn't working and I need to choose myself. And it's like, well, they're giving me the example too of recently how I like really didn't want to concede and like do a big return to sender and like technically a curse and stuff on the people who are wishing me harm, but they just keep fucking with me. They just keep fucking with my channel or my livelihood, right? My life. And so I had to say, fuck it. I'm good at cursing. I'm gonna curse. They said they cursed me. They literally brag about how they cursed me. Guess what, bitch? It's coming back to you. And if you're watching this, good fucking luck. But so it's like, you're not gonna want to do it, but your hand is gonna be forced and you're gonna get off the wheel in October. And then in November, this brings a new beginning and a fresh start. It's like with the cutting of the Ace of Swords, it's like you cut that bullshit out, even though you didn't want to admit it, I feel like too, it could be a friend. Like someone who's just like always saying rude shit, but you're like, oh, but you know, we've been friends for 20 years. That's not your fucking friend. You know, and it's like you don't want to see it, you don't want to admit it, but you have to cut them off. And then here with November, with that Ace of Swords, it's like that cutting, you cut that shit out, and it's like there's this new beginning. It feels light. I'm also seeing travel as well. You could travel in November as well of next year, and I just feel like you get clarity, you get this new beginning, and you cut off all that shit before the year even ends. So you're just leaving that bullshit in the past before you even finish 2024. And then with December, we have the Ace of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. So November is the Ace of Swords, and then you step into that beautiful new beginning, that passionate, fiery new beginning. You get your sparks relit. There's some sort of blessing or good news that comes. Could be the news of a pregnancy, or like, you know, you getting, like perhaps you've been trying to get this better job, or you've been trying to have a relationship, and it's like the good news comes pouring in, the financial stability, the structure, the fiery, passionate new beginning, the joy, the newness comes in December. It's fun, it's enjoyable, you have a great time, and there's solid financial shifts. So you're leveling up financially and having this solidify in December, and then there's solid happiness shifts in your life. So you feel more happy, you have more mental stability, you have more joy that comes in December, and you start anew. And then let me just get an overall. Overall, it's about focusing on you, and understand that the entire time people are going to be watching you, whether it's good or bad. So there's going to be people watching you and rooting for you, and then there's going to be people watching you and rooting for your downfall. It doesn't matter what you need, because see, this guy's lurking. What you need to do is focus on yourself, focus on the good, and focus on what it is that you want to create. People are always going to watch, whether it's good or bad, right? And so I just heard that song, let's give them something to talk about, right? Give them something to watch then. But don't focus on them, focus on you. And this year is about coming into strength within yourself, strength of mind, strength of heart, strength of body, strength of soul. So yeah, and let me get you some advice, group 3. I just heard that Lady Gaga song, I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. You're like, fuck it. Well, I'm off the deep end, watch as I dive in. What's the advice, please? Oh, okay. So, I feel like things have been, okay, right. Interesting. So, First things first is changing your perspective. So there's certain things that you have not been completely understanding yourself about. So like for me, I realized over the last couple years that I actually have body dysmorphia, and I always kind of thought I had it a little bit, but I realized just how bad it was when I started to see videos of myself and I'm like skin and bones, and I thought I was fat. Like, it's crazy because I would look at my body and pick out parts that I thought were fat, and it's just, it showed me that like this card, like House of Mirrors, like I was not seeing myself as I am. I was seeing myself through a really distorted lens. And I feel like there are certain things about yourself, your life, and the people around you that have been distorted, and it's like you're getting clarity because we have our angelic personal trainer. So it's like you're shifting these thoughts, and first things first is you're going to start seeing things clearly, and you're going to start shifting and changing the way you see these things. And there's really beautiful, flavorful futures. There's really beautiful things on the way. What's cooking? Dang, food twice. What's cooking? Flavorful futures. So it's like, just trust that there's some really beautiful stuff that Spirit has cooking up for you. We can't see what's under this, right? Because in the movies and stuff, they go, ta-da, and you see it after. So it's like, you just have to trust that there's something really good cooking, but you're not exactly supposed to know what exactly it is. And then here with On Your Knees, it's like, how can you make the best of these situations that have you on your knees? And with the yes cake, just say yes. It's like, you're not going to be on your knees for long. First things first, you're going to get yourself straight mentally. You're going to figure out what you can learn while you're in these compromised positions. Trust that there's a flavorful future for you, and you got it. And by the time, you know, you get off your knees, you'll be able to just say yes to this new reality, this new timeline, this new shift. I feel like I said, you're quantum leaping. It's like you're releasing old contracts, and it's almost like you're jumping 3 years ahead. So maybe a lesson that should have taken you 3 more years, you're learning it in a month, you know? So just be kind and gentle with yourself, because that can be a lot. Yeah, so like the video if you like it, comment if you have something to say, subscribe if you feel like it, let me know what you think down below if you want me to do this every year. And yeah, I love you guys so much. I'm going to say thank you. Thank you to my guides, guardians, ancestors, angels, star family, higher self, and source for allowing me to be the channel through which these messages flow. We thank you for the truth, and we thank you for the advice. Amora, Ashe Namaste, by the power of 3, Somatic be always works, always a blessing. All right, thank you guys. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon. All right, bye. And I will see you another time. Okay, bye.